Jake Allen, you are a New Jersey Devil. 50% retained, and next year too.
If you did you are the weakest link, goodbye, would people understand that, or is that a dated reference?
I think that's dated. And you know why I think that's dated? Is because Maddie didn't know some of the early memes we were talking about. What was the first
Bad
one?
Luck Brian,
Bad Luck
Scumbag
Brian.
Steve.
I've never heard of them. Insanity Wolf doesn't know that one either. I think it's too. We're talking about You Are the Weakest Link. That's like early 2000s. That's way before that.
Yeah, but you know what Maddie has heard of?
What?
Bioptimize.
That's true. And their sleep breakthrough all natural formula is the thing that's going to get you to REM sleep immediately. That's the key, right? You want to get in there as fast as possible. A lot of people taking melatonin, and Jesse, you're like, nah, not melatonin. You got to work your way to the melatonin.
Yeah, the natural solution to getting the melatonin in your body, I think, is the better way to go.
And it prevents things like the negative side of commonly associated sleep supplements, so dependency, downregulation, the sleep hangover. Because when you sleep, you should feel refreshed, shouldn't you? So try this sleep breakthrough. Go to buyoptimizers.com/dangle and use the promo code dangle during checkout to save 10%. So New Jersey, as late as last night, it was being reported that by Emily Kaplan of ESPN that they were still in on Markstrom. It was still close to happening. It could still go down at any time.
That's probably a grumpy guy today.
Today, I can't wait for his first round.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Unless he gets dealt.
Today, Jake Allen is on the move to a team that already has Vitek Vanacek signed through next season and whose goaltending is absolutely awful. Now, here's the thing. Montreal is going to carry half of his contract next year as well. It's their third retention slot, so they cannot retain any more money.
Oh, interesting.
Which is important to know. You wouldn't want too many retention slots. Too many LTIR spots, we're fine with that.
That's fine.
I want to ask you guys, what do you think of this move for New Jersey? They can't be happy. Like, nothing against Jake Allen, but he's not Jake Markstrom.
It's they really did get the lesser Jake. Listen,
Less than Jake.
They needed this.
Mhm.
They need a goalie. They couldn't continue this way. Could they do better than Jake Allen? I certainly thought they would try. Maybe you look at it like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a third round pick. Like right now.
And it's a conditional third. We don't quite know the condition yet.
Right. Okay. So I would imagine like games played or something along.
It is based on games played. Yeah.
Okay.
There's only 19 left. So how many games can it be?
Yeah. Well, it might extend into next year. I don't know. We don't know the terms of the conditions yet. I imagine this deal is going to go over like a wet fart with the Devils fan base. But I, after initially not liking it, have talked myself into it. They're only spending a third round pick. They've already gotten that and then some in the Toffoli deal.
Mm-hmm.
They get a goalie for the remainder of the season. I guess you could trick yourself into thinking you have a shot at a playoff spot. It's more for next season. You're getting a guy who's probably going to be your starting goalie, or probably at worst your tandem goalie. For what is Jake Allen at half retained?
I think it's like
1.6,
1.7 or 1.8
in that neighborhood. Under 2.
Yeah.
Like that's. I just realized I was giving you the deep V with my ref jersey there. It's you know what? No, it's a hot look. I'm gonna leave it. We're talking about Jersey anyway.
Yeah.
Listen, I've talked myself into liking this for Jersey, but too little too late. It would have been great if they could pull this off sooner. Maybe it wasn't available sooner.
Well, I think, well, no, Jake Allen's been available, but I think what it was
not
is
at this price.
you're trying to get Jake Markstrom.
Yes. But I think the team who should be disappointed with this deal, honestly, is the Montreal Canadiens. They've been talking about trading this goalie for basically since the moment he got there, and he's played well for them. So you figure, okay, we're going to get this, we're going to get that. You only get a third round pick and you had to retain half to do it through next year. It's not the king's ransom that you maybe once thought was available there.
Now, guys, and Jesse, I specifically want to ask you this. Vitek Vanacek had a great year last year. 245 goals against average, 911 save percentage. He's injured right now. He has started 29 games this year, but a 318 goals against average and an 890 save percentage.
Yeah.
Are you relying on Vanacek to return to form because you didn't get Markstrom? Are you? And is that a smart bet?
I think it's reasonable to go into next year with Vanacek and Allen as your goalies if that's the way it plays out, because like Steve was pointing out there, it's going to be under $5 million for those two goalies combined. That's a really good price to be paying for your two starting goaltenders. And I don't know how the RFA deals are going to play out with the rest of your goaltending, but if Nico Dawes, who was ran into the ground by Lindy Ruff, like he had a good little stretch in the season, and then they played him way too much since the beginning of February through now, and his numbers have completely tailed off. But if that's your third goalie in your system, you're starting in the AHL, that's a pretty good third goalie.
Akira Schmid.
Still 23 years old. You still have Akira Schmid, who's up right now on emergency loan, and there's four good goalies that you can take a bet on, even though you've seen so far like it's been a little shaky. But now that you add Jake Allen to the mix, you don't mind the goaltending. But if you're a Devils fan and for a few weeks you were expecting Jacob Markstrom and now it's Jake Allen, you can't help but be a little disappointed that you didn't get a bigger fish.
Well, let me throw this out there. At 1.7 or whatever the cap hit is, somewhere between $1.5 and $2 million. If that's all you're paying for Jake Allen, you could absolutely still go get Jake Markstrom in the offseason.
That's the thing. This deal doesn't like stop you from doing more. Like that's why it's a pretty good move.
Part of me would need to dump Vanacek in that scenario.
Well,
but,
I'm wondering if Vanacek isn't a part of that Markstrom thing, because Calgary's going to need a goalie to come in, or maybe not. I mean, if Dustin Wolf is ready, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I wondered if that might be a part of it.
Also,
is Jake Allen your new backup, and then Vanacek's the guy that moves? I don't know.
You mentioned it very briefly, but underrating this whole thing, it does keep their competitive window open for the next month of the season. Like having a decent goaltender at least keeps them around. Like it's not full out on tank mode. They still want to win some games here down the stretch and see what happens. And having Jake Allen gives you that shot.
Currently, you're 6 points out of the playoffs, by the way. It's not insurmountable. It's
not
longer
great.
than it seems.
It's not great
You're
based on how they played. Yeah, but they are 6 straight wins, maybe, like a crazy hot week could get them right back into it.
The Metro's the weirdest division out there right now because you have two teams, one out, one in, who are selling and buying the Devils and Flyers, and we'll get to the Flyers later.